Hey Virgos, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be doing your second half of our journal reading. I just got there with your meditation, and it feels like you're being called to, you guys are really good at attention to detail. You take attention to detail to a whole other level. Yes, you do, beautiful Virgos. But the mouse did come in a way, and I saw you. It feels like your advice, because I saw Sherlock Holmes, right, with a magnifying glass, really taking another look at those details. I'm hearing that for those of these Virgo, and a mouse, which again is about attention to detail, right? Because the mouse can see things up close that like the eagle or can't see from way up here, right? Whereas the hawk can see the overall picture and the details, right? Very much feels like hawk is your advice, but there's, along with the mouse, but there's this aspect of, playing to your natural strengths, but also looking at it from this bird's eye view along with the mouse, because, okay, here's the thing. You already have the mouse in spades. You as a Virgo can look at things. You like to look at the finer details. Sometimes the struggle is in looking at the bigger picture and being an air sign about it, right? So you already are the mouse, right, in that way. Or you hold the strength of the mouse in terms of attention to detail, okay? I feel like what you're being called to do is to be the hawk and see the bigger picture along with the finer details. You are being called to look at the bigger picture in terms of drawing out the map. It's kind of like the Two of Wands. Drawing out the map of your life to see how you can make whatever applicable changes need to be made in order for you to move forward. If you have not yet, okay, listen, if you're watching this, you haven't manifested every single thing that you wanted, right? I mean, who has really at the end of the day? Very few people. And then it can change the next day, right? Because life, we are in the school of life. We're here to develop as souls, right? So it's not always going to be a walk in the park. But it feels like for you guys who have yet to manifest your dream career, person, home situation, health, whatever that is for you, you're really being called to be the hawk. Look at the details and the bigger picture and look at it clinically. Step outside of your emotional sphere and look at it clinically. Okay, I looked at the timer the first time and it said, then I looked again, it said 2. I do feel like it's a time of heightened synchronicities for you guys, for sure, which is beautiful. And the universe is communicating to you in a very readily available way. So keep those eyes open, from that larger perspective. It's the macroscopic and the microscopic. You're being asked to look at things microscopically and macroscopically and have them hold hands, right? Because there's something, I have this feeling, if you look at it clinically, you're going to be able to process what changes you can make and take accountability for those. Because you got to remember, everything that you've attracted, you're a vibration to. Or it's a part of your soul lesson plan to attract that, learn the lesson, and move on from it, right? There's something about taking accountability so that the changes can be made. And in order to take accountability but not get in your feelings about it or not take it personally, because sometimes looking at ourselves, listen to that siren go. I mean, actually, yeah, sometimes looking at ourselves clearly can be like that siren effect where it's like, It's very easy to look at other parts of our given circumstances. I don't want to say to place blame, but to assign accountability for it as opposed to assigning it to ourselves, right? And Spirit is stepping in to say, if you just look at it more clinically like a scientist, look at what you have yet to manifest and then look at why. Look and make them rungs on the ladder that are leading you to what you desire, right? There's something in that. Anyway, let's see what your animal is. Second half of October. I just got shivers all over my body. You got the owl. Could not be better. Guess what? This is an air animal. I've been talking about hawks and looking at things from that aerial perspective, right? The owl sees clearly. Guess what? The owl sees itself and others clearly. Also about clairvoyance. What are you not seeing? Athena energy. Ooh, you could not have gotten it better. I love that. I'm so obsessed with that. Because the beautiful aspect of that, Athena, goddess of wisdom, what you do see. Also, I talked about synchronicity stepping up. You guys could be seeing a lot of owls coming up here. And we are, near Samhain time. I feel like a lot of those decorations involve owls. I really feel like you could be seeing a lot of them. And it is a special message for you. Yeah. This is going to take some time. You might need to block out the world and be the hermit that you are. I split the deck and I got the Hermit, I got your card. You know, go with your strengths. You know, it can be very illuminating to be like, okay, what key are represented by in the tarot, right? How close or far are you from that state of being, right? Again, with the Hermit, right? I feel like you're being called to assume the Hermit position with and for yourself, but it doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't feel Sturm-und-Drang. It really feels like it's clinical. Be a scientist. See yourself in your given circumstances clearly so that you can make some minor adjustments to manifest what you want. That's what it feels like. Also feels like there's a reason that you're being called to do this now as opposed to like a New Year resolution context, right? It feels important because I feel like you can manifest some of these things quite quickly after doing this. Now, you got the Two of Swords. Is that not a blindfold over this little crow here? We've been talking about what you're not seeing. Now, the Two of Swords is taking an active time out to let the mind rest because you are not seeing things clearly. This is taking time out before a decision is made. This is like, please don't make any decisions right now coming from this limited amount of information that you have, because it does feel like a limited scope. I feel like part of the reason that you're where you are right now is because you've spent a lot of time being there for others, helping others, seeing others, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Okay. I can't tell you the number of times this card has come up today. Spirit's moving me right along. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, your earth energy here. See, this is past energy that's coming in that could affect the now, right? With the Two of Swords here. Queen of Pentacles is not having to do a damn thing. The only thing that Queen of Pentacles has to do is open her arms to receive the bounty and the fruits of what she's already set in motion. That's it. See the apples here and the fall and the rabbit with the fertility, and then the butterfly is, you know, it's really interesting how this is coming out, because if you think about a butterfly, we'll skip the egg part and we'll just go right to the caterpillar cocoon, or the chrysalis rather, caterpillar chrysalis, and the, because cocoon is really more for moths, and coming out the fully formed butterfly here, right? This is fascinating. If I were to look at the Hermit, you know, you guys' card, and look at that, that is very much the chrysalis or the cocoon, if you relate to moths, aspect. And you're really being called to do that, come out of it, and then all you have to do is receive. This is not, because look what you have her on the other side, do the freaking Nine of Cups. The number of times that this has come up today in readings is insane. I feel like we are very much going into a wish-receiving energy here. As the vibration changes, I could do a whole other reading on how the vibrations are shifting. But the Nine of Cups in the base case is about complete wish fulfillment. I also like that it's coming up for you in this way because this is December. A lot of you guys as Virgos were born in December, not all of you, but the majority, right? And again, with the apples here, we have, you know, it's a lot of fall seasonal aspects and vibes here. This is about receiving exactly what you want. This is about opening up to receive. I feel like this Two of Swords is exactly what the owl is advising. Look at it be a scientist. Look at it from a clinical point of view and make the necessary changes, whether they involve you, your surroundings, people you're with, your home situation. And I don't feel like it's dramatic. I feel like it's tweaks. I feel like it's just some tweaks. And then it's like, oh, okay, I figured out how to realign vibration so that I can just go ahead and receive this, because I'm getting a very specific feeling, by the way. Look at this, King of Pentacles. Match with the Queen. Oh, and the Four of Wands. Hi, manifestation. Oh, and synchronicities, right? 11. You know, oh my God, and the Nine of Cups again. I'm telling you, it's a high time of synchronicity. You know, it does feel like a lot of you guys were always, okay, I just have to tell you what I'm tapping into here, because the owl is also very magic. What I'm tapping into here, some of you guys are about to receive not just what you've wanted, but more than what you wanted. Like, okay, let me put this into like an example. Let's say you're an actor, right? And you've been auditioning and going after things, but nothing's quite panned out, or you've booked little things that didn't really lead to much. This is not you just getting one job offer to be in a show for a few months. This is you getting 3 job offers of doing this show, doing this TV spot, and then filming this movie in Prague. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, it's everything, all like when it rains, it pours. That's what I'm getting. When it rains, it pours, right? And it's just going to take a few tweaks. Be a scientist about your own situation. You know what I find can be helpful? Ooh, and we got a moth in this car right here. You know what I find can be helpful? Whenever I'm in a position such as this, right? And I am on any given day, darling, because I'm human, right? what I'll do is I'll pretend like I'm giving advice to someone else. It helps me look at the situation from that aerial perspective, right? Macroscopically, right? And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm taking myself out of it. I can look at it as a scientist and then give myself advice, right? I feel like that could be very helpful to you. Okay, Two of Swords. Aha! 9 of Swords. 9, again with another 9. 9 of Swords to clarify the 2 of Swords. This is nightmares. This is being up at night. This is analysis paralysis. This is completely unnecessary. It's a judgment. I don't really mean that, but I kind of do, right? This is like, how can I see what I'm not seeing? Why am I so up in my head about this? I'm just going to repeat myself if I keep on going. But do you see the moon here? Seeing the unseeable? You know, they're drawing me to talk about the fact that the sun, there is this beautiful, what book is it? Is it Ted Andrews, his animal book, what he writes about the owl is the sun lives through the owl at night, meaning that the owl can see at night just as well as it does as if it's high noon in a sunny day, right? Again, back to this aspect of the moon time, blindfolded, right? And what you're not seeing. Again, to see the unseeable, to see into the darkness as if it's high noon, right? Be a bird, be a scientist, right? And if you're an actor, just act like you're one. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I can't with this. 6 of Cups. Darling, 6 of Cups. This is, I just want to cuddle up with this key. I love this key so much. So the fact that it's clarifying Queen of Pentacles, the first thing I'm getting is let your friends help you, okay? Traditionally, this is a nostalgic, someone that you've had past life connections with, a nostalgic love, or returning to a time of childhood and doing what you love to do as a child, right? So on one hand, I am getting to let your friends help you, friends that you've had for a minute or that you feel like you've known for 5 million years. Sometimes they can help you be the scientist and gain that aerial perspective. Right? Remember when I said I like to pretend like I'm advising someone else? You can go to your friends for this and just say, how can I be a scientist about this? What do you see from your perspective, since you don't have a pony in the race? What do you see that maybe is eluding me, right? Also, I'm getting the action of, the active of creating something. Creating something clicks you into the creator, which is like what a huge thing that we have in common with God, who is the great creator. We create, right? We create. And so it's this aspect of when you're too much in your mind, the tonic is very much the act of creation. That can be drawn in a coloring book, boo. Whatever that is for you that gets you out of your head into that creative active energy is going to unblock certain mind hurdles that are going on and get you into because when you are actively being forward and having anxiety and worrying or thinking about what isn't worrying or being confused or not knowing, that completely blocks your blessings. Nothing can come to you in that headspace. Children are natural manifestors and receivers because they don't live in that headspace. Well, some do due to their given circumstances, and that is terrible and a whole other situation and topic. But ideally, a child doesn't live in that. They don't have sadness about the past, which is depression. They don't have worry about the future, which is anxiety. They are literally in the present moment. That is what it takes to be the Queen of Pentacles and receive. Which is another way of saying the more that you focus on what you're grateful for, the more you're going to manifest to be grateful for. The more you, I said that really weird. The more that you focus, the more that you're grateful for what you already have, the more you will manifest to be grateful for. I've never gotten so tangled in my words when I said that. So I feel like that needed to be heard. The more you focus on what you're grateful for, the more, oh my God, I still can't say it. The more you're grateful for what you already have, the more you will manifest to be grateful for. Why is that so difficult for me to say? I'm going to blame it on you. No, not really. But I mean to say, I feel like there's something that hasn't quite been mastered about that gratitude. Okay? And for some of you, it could be some sadness or regret based in the past. Past decisions, past indecisions, possibly. Okay. 9 of Cups. This is where we're going. This is wish fulfillment. This is what it is. And the High Priestess, get out of town. Hello and goodbye. I mean, could it be better? High Priestess, again, a number 2 here. So this is like what we're not seeing, taking a time out until we have all the information and move forward. And then the other 2 here, remember when I said a sudden? The other 2 here with the High Priestess is, again, with the moon connected. But this is the light side of the Knight of Swords, where you're connecting in with your intuition to discern what is not discernible in any other way. This is meditation. This is creating. This is very much links up with the owl. You are being asked to connect with your intuition along with being a scientist, right? It's also about this aspect of, because it is clarifying the Nine of Cups, right? Okay, I keep feeling this need to encourage you to let go of the past. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's a Six of Cups, but I feel it hardcore. There's this need to let go of the past, or need to let go of an idea of I'm not where I thought I'd be at this point. For those of you who are going to be celebrating holiday season coming up here, that can happen. Because you know that some of you may be around the family table and going, what are you grateful for this year? You know what I mean? but really, I really feel the need to let go of this idea of, well, it didn't come yet. So it's almost like losing a little bit of faith here, or just really having some deep sads about the past, something or someone or both to do with the past. You see how this crow is like, the way that it's sitting on the table, it's like it's looking to the past, but it's blindfolded. It's like there's sadness there, but it's not completely seeing how much in the past this crow really is. I think there's aspects of you that are living in the past that you not even be cognizant of, that maybe you're having nightmares about it, or that you're just not seeing, okay? Time to heal that, because you can't manifest from that. Do you see how the Queen of Pentacles is looking at this blindfolded crow, and the Two of Swords is like, hey boo, look this way. Look this way. Don't block our blessings. Look this way. Right? And it's like, no, I'm looking towards the path. Right? It's that kind of energy. Okay, I just have to, wait, I'm getting all, okay. I have to show you how this is storyboarding, because it's kind of brills. Look at this. The past card keys talking about Two of Swords looking to the past. Queen of Pentacles, which wants you to receive everything that you desire that's in your highest and best good. So look this way. We can't receive and manifest from looking to the past or being in a place of indecision. And then your future key, which is the Nine of Cups and wish fulfillment, is looking to the future. The abundance and wish fulfillment lies in looking to the future. I probably could have just said that at the beginning of the reading could have been a 2-minute reading, right? Listen, it's a Sherlock Holmes mystery puzzle that we figure out together. But the only one who's going to be completely, again, with these moons here, the full moon in Aries might have worked on you a little bit. Because the full moon in Aries was very much about, Aries energy is like how things should be, black and white thinking. This is the way it should be. Like the Hierophant. Could have cast kind of an illumination on where you're not, or where you want to be but aren't yet, right? Connecting with your intuition, wish fulfillment is very much coming. If you just crane your neck and look to the future, look at your situation macroscopically, like an air sign, like a bird, look at yourself and your given circumstances, make some tweaks, release the past, release what hasn't worked. It's right here for you. It's right here for you, Virgo, okay? And I feel like it's always supposed to have been yours, but I feel like it was a bit delayed, honestly. I feel like it was a bit delayed because of some sadness around the past, or making mountains out of molehills. And I say that with love, okay? Also feel the hell out of what you're feeling, darlings. That's what I'm getting to. Because this also feels like there's an aspect of I started to feel the pain and then I just shut it off early. But then the faucet kept leaking, okay? Something in that. Let's get a goddess guidance from a Virgs. Oh, suki suki. Okay, I feel like this is for you too. Okay, so first we have White Terra, sensitivity. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. I'm going to read that again. You are becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. This is completely relating to assuming the hermit position that I was talking about, separating your empathic energy from anyone around you, just so that you can get clear on some things. I remember when I just said it, feel like you started to feel things, maybe even around the Aries full moon or preceding that, right? And then you close the faucet because you were like, oh, I don't have time for that. I gotta get back to work, or I got to go over here and do this, or I don't want to stay there. I don't want to look at it all the way. But then the faucet was leaky. This is exactly, I feel like this is directly commenting on that. Do you remember what I said about when you engage in activities where you're creating something, it can get you into a place where you're just suddenly you're seeing things a lot more clearly because you're in that creative energy, right? So we have Sarasvati, the arts, express yourself through creative activities. I feel like this is absolutely the key for you too. I want to point out something with all these lotus, because there's lotus flowers all over this reading. Lotus flower. She's got her foot on a lotus flower like the true queen she is. Who has a lotus flower for a footstool? She got a lotus flower for a footstool. You better work. I mean, goals. Goals. Where is a lotus flower footstool? And then this queen is literally sitting on a lotus flower sofa bed chair ottoman. Okay, literally. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles here, which has got a lotus here, right? Lotus flower here. And then in your Nine of Cups, you've got a lotus flower here, one of these cups. You better work, which is really just about, think about a lotus flower. It comes up from the muck and the dirt and the excrement and then comes out on top looking gorgiana, right? But you never pay any attention to the mud and excrement and everything it took to get this coming out on top looking all beautified. Look at the muck and the dirt and the excrement that is within you, whether it's emotional in nature, mental, whatever that is, so that the lotus blossom can emerge. Listen, it's a bad time to get everything that you want at the wrong time. It happens. Sometimes the universe will come in and test you. I'm so serious about that. And it's like, oh God, I'm receiving all these things, but I haven't completely worked through shit. So then it's feelings of, oh, I'm not worthy of what I want. I'm not worthy of this. I'm getting this, but now I'm in a fear place because now I got what I thought I wanted, but I'm scared shitless because now I don't really feel like I'm worthy. And now I'm going to see where I'm going with this. Heal your stuff, heal those emotions, heal those past pain regrets or ideas of what isn't how it should be, air quote, so that when you do, you can receive these blessings in fully functioning form. Self-confidence here, I'm feeling too. Okay, lovely Virgos, you got this. You absolutely got this. I ain't worried about you one bit. And at the end of the day, Owl, this is such an auspicious energy to get. You're very much being called and asked to be an air sign. Okay, you already got the mouse thing down. Be the owl. Be willing to look at what is not working or aspects of yourself that have been hidden. And I feel like intuitively you're going to know kind of where to look for that and just sit in it as long as you need to so that you can completely exercise it from you and then go collect your blessings. Okay, beautiful Virgos. I so hope that this was of help and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I would just absolutely be so grateful for that. I love to hear from y'all. With that being said, just thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And as always, thank you for being you, and be well.